All right, Facebook, welcome back to another Facebook Friday. As you know, I'm Dr. Alan Van Scoyk here at the Chiropractic Company in Glendale, and once again, I'm joined by Dr. Botros. And today we have gone back to school, so we decided to get down and do some studying and do some research and come up with some statistics and some numbers for you guys about pain and low back pain, because that's a lot of what we see here. Now, it's obviously not everything that we see here, and it's actually a percentage of what we do, but it's definitely not everything. However, back pain is such a huge topic out there as far as healthcare is concerned. We thought we'd get together and get some statistics and numbers to what's been compiled in some medical research.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know it's going to be a serious video with a lot of knowledge when I put on my glasses, right? So there's a ton of great facts that we were able to pull up about back pain, okay? Now, like Dr. Van Scoyk said, it's not the only thing that we treat, but it is a very common ailment. Now, the World Health Organization says, actually, as a matter of fact, it's the number one ailment that affects people and gets them off of work and disability. And we see in America, it's the third most common reason people visit their medical doctors.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
A lot.
Think of how many times people go see a doctor in the U.S. It's a huge number, and to have it be number 3, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's estimated through statistics and through WebMD that 80% of Americans experience back problems at some point in their life. And 54% of those have had back pain for over 5 years. 54% of those, the absolute astounding number. It ends up translating into all sorts of different issues as far as cost and productivity, which we'll get to in a little bit. But out of those people, who do you think is more likely to have back problems? Do you think it's men or do you think it's women?
Well, I know the answer. However, some people might say it could be men because of maybe the laborious jobs that we do. Others might think it's women, but the reality is
it's actually women.
Yes.
Due to the CDC, the study was shown that women are actually way more common to suffer from back pain than men. Pretty interesting stuff. As far as the cost is concerned to back issues, in the United States, over $100 billion goes to medical management of low back pain every single year. Just an astounding number. And across the entire United States, when you take into effect, lost productivity, they put it at 560 to 630 billion dollars is lost in productivity due to back pain. It's a very significant amount.
Yeah, those numbers almost seem surreal. It's hard to fully grasp what that means, but that's kind of feels like the number of a small nation would be able to make that in a year, right?
Exactly.
And we're spending that, unfortunately, on the way to treat these pains and aches, and we don't really have too much to show for it. I think the statistics have been very sad and horrible when it comes to our ability, not our ability, but America's ability to be able to maintain and help pain. And we see the opioid epidemic. We've talked about that several times before too. It's a very real thing. Now, interestingly enough, there's a 7-year study that was done and found that people who see chiropractors as their primary care physicians spend 62% less likely to be hospitalized. If they were to be hospitalized, they're 60% less likely to stay there for the full duration. So they actually cut their time in the hospital significantly, and they end up spending about 40% of costs that they would do if they were actually getting surgical procedures or different medical procedures. So it's actually friendly on your body. It's a very natural treatment. It's very gentle. And it's also gentle on the wallet too.
Absolutely. It's really an amazing statistics. Once again, the more that we started looking into statistics, we were just like, this is something that we have to tell people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, hey, I've got chronic back problems. First thing that I should do is go get surgery or, do some major intervention to it. But realistically, when it comes to statistically, 40% of back surgeries are failures. 40%. And when you have a failure, one of the next things that you do is say, okay, well, maybe if I go in there and try something else, maybe that'll help. Of those second interventions, the failure rate is 70%. It's an astronomical number, and these statistics are out of the National Institute of Health. This is a pretty significant study that showed that, once again, surgery is not necessarily the way to go. Well, like I said, Dr. Botros, in his 7-year study, chiropractic really shows a great statistic number as far as getting benefits. Pretty impressive.
It's quite amazing. And we see that the Mayo Clinic, which is kind of like the leaders when it comes to research and health and things, along with the Spinal Journal and different entities like this, are finding that people get much better results if they treat their back pain with chiropractic care than if they were to seek a medical intervention for their first visit. And the results obviously are very good, and they found that actually they're starting to try to produce laws and rules saying that before you get any kind of surgical intervention, you should try a natural treatment first.
Conservative methods, once again, have been shown over and over to be really the first line of defense against pain, low back pain, things along these lines. In fact, for those patients who aren't getting proper care, it turns out that low back pain becomes the leading cause of disability in the entire world. And this is according to the British Medical Journal. The leading cause of disability over the entire world. I mean, it's astounding. The numbers are astounding. And so we find ourselves very lucky to be in the position to be leaders and to be people that are excellent at taking care of these types of issues.
Yes, and we're seeing that the numbers of 8 cases of spinal, pain, back pain, things like that, has increased 50% in the last 20 years. And I bet you can wonder, you can guess why, right?
Yeah.
With all the technology, with all the sitting, the more we're doing these things, the more it's putting tension on our low backs and on our spines.
And Dr. Botros and I see this every day now that people are working from home, and we addressed this months ago. Their posture, their workstations, it's just sitting constantly, not getting up, not going to meetings, not going to lunch, just sitting there has just caused all sorts of back problems. And it's horrible for us to see because, like I said, we see it constantly in our office. So we really need to get ahead of this. We really need to manage it better, take care of it, get people to be resolved as far as their pain is concerned, and get them to be happier and more productive.
Absolutely. So if you've been thinking about going to a chiropractor, or you've gone to one and it's been a while, or you want to come back, this is a good time to do it. Try a natural approach. We are accessible by going to chiropracticcompany.com or chiropracticco.com, or Googling us, Chiropractic Company. We are located in the Glendale location. They can also reach us on our phone number.
And that's 414-332-0859. We are, once again, and have been open the entire time. We're happy to take care of you, so let us know what we can do to help you and make sure that you don't become one of these statistics that we just read through. We look forward to seeing you in our next Friday video.